I made this knife for my best friend, so he doesn't know he's getting it as of making this video, so I thought I would do this little video and explain what I've actually done here. He's a huge fan of the Fallout series of games, and he's really gotten me into them as well. Like, I've got quite a few of them, and in the Fallout series, like, if you don't if you're not a gamer or you don't follow it really, you can craft your own little unique weapons. There's different, like, little, let's say, like little gangs or factions, and each one has his own unique sort of style, and they have their own weapons, and you can craft them and sort of customize them a little bit. And there's also this series of, like, they call them like legendary weapons, which are like they're like a special one that's like top of the line, and it's a real powerful weapon, and it's harder to get in the game, like to actually find it or whatever. And so I decided to actually make one of these for real. And the one that I made, or tried to replicate anyway, it's called the Throatslicer, and it's one of the weapons that is it's the knife of the disciples, like gang or clan. And this is I did a printout here of what the actual one in the game looks like. It appears to be like, I don't know if in the game they actually refer to like how they are crafted in the game. They just kind of show a picture of them and like what they are, like disciples knife or whatever. And you can see from the picture here, it appears to be made out of a lawnmower blade. And so I wanted to do one myself and for my friend. So this is what I came up with here, which is actually made out of a real lawnmower blade. It just so happens I had to replace a lawnmower blade, like I think it was it might have even been last year, and I had one laying around that was already, like, it was worn out and quite beat up, so it fits just perfect with the lore of the game and everything. So this is my blade that I came up with here, and I was trying to make it as close as possible to the Throatslicer version, but looking at it, looking at the actual blade itself, taking a real lawnmower blade and doing it, it's kind of not feasible. In order to get it correct, you would basically have to take this piece and heat it up, like if you had an actual forge and like an anvil and stuff, and you'd have to beat flat all these surfaces that are, like, it's got the raised surfaces and everything. The way they have it here, and I've seen other people make them online, if you had just flat bar stock, you could make this actual blade, but then it wouldn't actually be, like, actually fit the lore or the way the game is. It wouldn't actually fit it, because you'd just be making something out of bar stock, whereas this would be more like in real life, this is how they would make it. And also, I think every blade that would be made would be unique in its own. They have sort of a pattern that they go off of, like the other versions of this, the standard version, not this legendary version. They don't usually have the serrated sort of sawback on here. It's usually flat, but I would think every guy would customize his blade to his own liking. So what I came up with, I tried to do it as close as I could, but I found certain things couldn't actually be done. Like, first off, I clipped the end, and also clip this part here to make the handle section, and then from there I went on to like making an edge on it. And you can't really make a belly, well, I should say a straight edge like this. You'd have to take away this whole like section here, and as you would take this section away, it would keep getting like a belly on it, like it would be removing it, so it would kind of look like it would look too far off of this, and also you don't want it to be skinny. So what I did was I just put a straight edge on here, and then on the reverse edge I ground it down also, so that you actually have a point on here. It's actually sharp on this edge here. And then the end, I you know, I put a little bit of an edge there. I tried my best to get the like, because of the way the blade is shaped, I'm not sure if I actually warped it by accident. I think it might actually be in the blade itself, but I tried to get out the tip as much as I could. But again, I didn't want to remove too much material because you end up changing the shape. So I just kind of like, I just kind of live with the tip here. And then I also tried my best to put the serrations in there. And I mean, they're actually sharp enough they might do a little something, but again, because of how this is, this would have to be completely flat in order to do like the saw back the way they have it, and it's just not feasible for a real blade, because again, you'd be losing all of this piece here, so it's not gonna, like on the profile, it's not gonna look correct. And then this little edge here, which is common on a lot of knives. I'm not sure if it's actually supposed to be a gut hook or not, but it's there at the bottom. I included it. In the handle itself, I looked at this and I was trying to get scales for it, but the way the handle is, because of it being a lawnmower blade, this is actually like the blade section of the lawnmower blade. You can see a remnants of the blade here, but it was so dull when I removed it from the lawnmower that actually it didn't really matter. But it's on such a curve like this, I was like, I don't know if I could ever get scales to properly fit on there, and if I did, you can see they're put in with like a couple just flathead screws, and then you'd have to drill this big hole, and I don't know if you could ever get them to actually stay on there without breaking. So what I did was I went with this concept where they have this wire wrap on here, and I actually used like solder wire, like lead solder, and I wrapped the handle completely with the lead solder, and then over that I put hockey tape to actually, so you can grip it, because if you grab that solder, it just gets all over your hands and that. So I went over it with the tape like this, and actually it's probably one of the most comfortable knife handles I think of any knives I have. And if you look at it, like, I was worried about this edge being like sticking out like this because you wouldn't get a straight chop, but because of the way this is actually curved, when you hold it out, this edge here, this that I put on, it actually is pretty much straight on. And so this knife has basically become a kind of a chopper. Like, I don't think you could split wood with it on the angle it's on, but I mean, you could probably split coconuts and stuff with it. And then the edge is fairly sharp. And so this is what I came up with. It's kind of my own personal like Disciples blade, legendary blade, based off of the Throatslicer version, and now it's going to be my friend's for his collection. He can do whatever he wants with it. So I just thought I would show it here, and other than that, thank you for watching.